Hello everyone, welcome to PhotoBiz Live today where we'll be focusing on Ask Me Anything about changing your layouts on your website. So we're going to be focusing on how you can modify your design, update it, and even look at some of the latest features that we've implemented to really showcase how you can make your website look as dynamic as possible, but also refresh it and look vibrant and modern. So I'm going to give people time to settle in, and then we'll take a look at all the options that you have. It's really impressive. You have so many that you can choose from, and quite frankly, some of the cool things that I'm going to show you today is show you how fast you can make these updates. So that's the biggest part of it, is how fast you can make updates on your own without the assistance of anything else or even code. Because a lot of people think, oh, you need to be a website designer. You do not. With PhotoBiz, we make it very fast, very easy, and most of the things you can do with one click. So we're going to give people some time to get settled in. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. If you want us to take a look at something on your website, please let us know as well. We'll take a look at it as time goes. So I'm going to give people some time to settle in, and then we'll get started. So again, if you want to take a look at any of the new features and things that we have coming out, go to our blog.photobiz.com. You can check out there our latest features, see what we have available, such as 4 new templates and what's new in general. You can see all our latest features that we've implemented in the last month, and we got some brand new features rolling out as we speak this week, this month, and you'll find out more in the future. So very excited about our latest updates. You can also check out, we've recently been interviewed with the one behind the lens with Kate the Coast. You can see we're talking about SEO. So if SEO is something that's very important to you, you might want to jump over there. Also, if you haven't yet, you can also subscribe to our podcast, the Focus Shift podcast, which is available. You can listen to on YouTube or Spotify right now. Trying to get it on other services, but those are the two channels you can listen to at any time. You can see our latest one is about social media trends for 2025 and beyond, how you can focus on those, what things you can implement to stay strong today. So, and also let us know what you're interested in hearing about. We'll take down any topics that you're interested in, and we'll write and listen to those stories, and we'll create those stories based on things that you're specifically looking for. So our team is here to assist you, give you the greatest feedback you need, and acknowledge anything that you're struggling with. Our team is here to listen to that and then give you pointers, and that's what we can create great content out of that, our blogs and our podcasts. So let us know on that as well. So let's dive in today straight into what we're talking about, which is going to be starting with, all right, here we go. We're going to be focusing on layouts. Now layouts, when you get a template, most people think, hey, the template's what it is, that you can't really make any diversions from it or anything like that. So we're just going to start with just one here, something that's already been built so we can see the changes that we can make as we go through. We're just going to call this one our temp so we can see what it looks like. It's going to be beautiful already. But say you've had this layout for a while and you want to make changes. You can see how beautiful and gorgeous it looks. Very large and in charge. A lot of segments here. Lots of options, right? So it looks really good. But what if we were going to make changes to it? We wanted to make those changes. Here's how we can do that. First, we're going to connect those pieces. Going to see here that we have all these pieces here. Whenever you click on a block, you'll be able to see the layout options for that block that are available. Other options that you're going to see are going to be things such as color, stylings, background color, textures, font options for that layout, and animations if anything happens within there. So like if something scales or grows, or any visual connecting piece to that. The next part of this is, you can see this is for any type of block within our system. You can see we have dozens and dozens of layouts per block type. So if it's just for text, you'll see the text options there. If it's for a list item block, you'll be able to see all the options there. And it's really nice to be able to see the visual components there that you can modify any way you want to. Now, for the most part, you might be thinking like, okay, I have to go through each block and make changes. Well, yes, but we have made vast improvements to make this as quick as possible. Say you want to make this change. You could click here where the pencil is. You can click change layout. It'll drag you straight to the one that you're currently on. And maybe you want to change it from a medium to a modern full size carousel. So now the page is going to have that full size available there. So let's just see what it looks like from here to now there. You can see it takes over. It's wide, extra wide now. But again, you can always make those changes on the fly whenever you want to by just clicking on it and going straight in there. Now, you'll see that in here, if you click just the word itself, you can modify the block layout as quickly as possible. This is what I like to call the quick change option. Quick change is great for people who want to see fast results, especially for the designer types. There's a lot of people who want to see something, what it looks like, what the layout could look like. But here, with this, you could click the arrows back and forth or simply click the text, and it'll take you to the next look right away. So now we already see what it looks like in this size. We can go ahead and view it now. Here it is at the smaller size. Visually stunning, right? So what's nice about these options for layouts is you can make quick changes on the fly this way, or you can keep it classic by clicking on the pencil, going straight to change layout, or you could click on the block itself and it'll take you to all the advanced settings. So it really depends on your style, how you feel when it comes to curating the look. Maybe you don't want to go through all the looks by just clicking through. Maybe there's something specific. That's why you want to click directly here, and it can take you straight to that design right away. So it's very nice when it comes to that. Now, when you're going for other looks, you might want something that's very, very easy. So maybe we keep it that way. So this can apply to any type of block. So say the editor block, say this one, you can change the column styling, how it's even laid out, looks and visuals real quick so you can see impressive changes. So when we do this, you can see now it puts it inside of a block, which gives it a nice visual appeal, and then you can change the colors how it goes. Maybe this button you want something else to happen. Let's take a look. Take a look at the block. Maybe you want an animation to be included, maybe an arrow. So we're going to change that layout option for it. So now when there's a rollover effect, there's this. Maybe you don't like circles. Maybe you want to change that. You could go directly in here, go to that section, modify it however you want to. Or you could simply click here and scroll directly to the next look till you find one that you absolutely like. Maybe you didn't like the borders around it. You can keep modifying it till you get to that desired look that you're going for. Maybe you want to go down vertical, or maybe you like the arch look more. Yeah, let's stick with that. And again, you can see the change so rapid. It's like you're done in seconds, which is what you're going for. Same thing for here. Maybe you don't want badges. Maybe you want more of this portrait style. Now, of course, you might have it where like, oh, I have all the looks that I want, but now I want to display 3. Well, if it's just the first top 3, great. You can change that. You don't need it to stay to 2 rows. You can just make it a single column. Maybe you need to have 4 display. Well, you can do that as well. Click here. Now you have 4 on display, and then you can modify if there's a last option or not. And now they're all visible here. So maybe we just want the 4 instead of 6. That's how they display. So you can see the layouts are very, very versatile. You can modify them quickly, get the desired look that you're going for. No sweat, right? That's what I really love about these options. Layouts are very, very versatile. You can modify the look as you go till you get the one that you really, really want. Even for spacers and stuff like that, you can change any lines to shapes. Maybe you want to have a wave effect. Easy enough. Click here. You can see B is going to be colored here. A will be colored below. So we know we need our blue tone at the top to match that, right? So let's get that blue tone. I'm going to copy it. And then we'll go back to color. We'll make this section A, right? So section B will make it that color. Section A will make it that white. And then hit save. And when we do that, see that blue wave is now a part of it. So we can have that effect when we're scrolling through. So now you can see that effect is there. And of course you could have a complementary one above it and match it that way as well. So you can really design things on the fly very quickly to get the desired look that you're going for. Maybe you want the blogs to display. You can have that display here. You can display all your blogs if you prefer. You can choose a layout for how you want them to look directly from here. Maybe you want the feed look. There you go. And then you can change any other settings that you have. So that's one of the nice things about the versatilities of the layouts is you're not stuck with one visual look. You might have a template that you like, but you're not stuck with how the visual component looks at the end. So you can keep doing this type of design work till you get something that you absolutely like. So you can stick with this style or change it till you get to something like, oh, like that. I like the border around there. So now we can see how it is when it's fashioning it. Now you can have something where it goes flush. Now what do we mean by flush? Flush means we're going to have it go across the board. So going across the board means we're going to have it where it goes completely across the website browser. Let me see, something's going on with the browser over here. Let me see if I can reconnect it. All right, 1 second, sorry about this. Add this back. We're going to add window capture back to Safari. There we go. Sorry about that. Something's been going on with this browser. Okay, so you can see the layout changes we've made, how you can keep modifying the look till you get the desired one that you're going for, from changing the layouts by just simply clicking left and right till you get the desired one that you're going for. And there's so many options you can choose from by just clicking up in here, the left and right window, or you could click the pin, then click change layout. When you do that, you can see you can then just select one this way if you prefer till you get the desired look and aesthetic that you're going for. Same thing with any designs or animations. Maybe there was none previously, but now you added an arrow effect. This layout, maybe it was originally the circles, but now instead of it being this layout, we're going to switch it quickly to this one. So this is what that quick change option looks like. It's so fast and versatile. Maybe here you didn't like the badge look. Maybe you want to change the badge look. You can totally do that too. You could just select this different type of style that you want. Maybe you want circles. There you go. You can then also change out how much spacing is in between each block with the styling effects for the layouts. You can then also change the dividers. Instead of it being purely a line or space, you can actually give it dimensionality with slants and other options like that if you prefer. Instead of a line, you can go with those slant effects or the wave effects. Which one you prefer, you can go from there. Till you get the desired look you're going for. So you can see how quick, how versatile everything is with those quick changes of the layouts. Now, of course, if you're starting from scratch, you're going to have a completely different effect. But again, the main thing is no matter what template you choose, all of it can be modified quickly with the layouts. You can use the quick change options. You can dive right into changing your layouts, or you can go in and modify the full settings. No matter what, you have a plethora of options available, and you're not stuck to just quote-unquote a template design. The template is there purely to help you with creating the navigation, which is part of it, where things land, such as like where the icon is for the shopping cart, where your site links would be visible, and where your social media options would be. It also affects how when you scroll. Now, when you scroll with this menu type, it sticks here, but everything else is virtually modifiable within the site itself. So if we were going to go check out our design and change our template, say we change it to something like, we'll just go grab a new one altogether. Say we're going to change it to one of our newer templates like Amelia. I click this one and I use the template settings, right? Or I can keep my current one. When I keep my current one, it's going to keep the styles and colors and everything that I've already chosen in place versus it modifying and taking the other one. So if I were going to do this again, we'll just say this one, my style. We'll call it that. We'll change the name to my style. Or I could implement it again, select it, and this time say use current template settings. When I tell it to do that, it's going to modify the website and use its settings. You can see now the top half changed. Now it has been implemented and it's using the styles and choices that haven't been override on the block by block level. So you can see those be implemented directly here as well. Now, when we're looking at other options within here, I'm going to change this line real quick back to my style. There we go. So now that's been implemented. You can see here, other options that you might want to change on your temp page. It might be stuff like flushing. Now, what is flushing? So when I click here, you'll see the layout in the styling section. There's flushing options. Now, flushing is going to be something where, say this block goes too big. You can see it already shrinking there, but maybe you don't want this to go full width of the actual website. You can hit refresh and you can see it collapses. It's more contained. Now this is great because it keeps things nice and tight so you don't have to see the full bar. I think visual components are really nice for that, but some people don't like that effect. Maybe you want to keep it all contained. Like for a banner, it looks fantastic, but then for all your written content, this might be what you prefer, which looks really nice. So I definitely recommend thinking about the styles and choices that you have available, you might want something run full across like this with those banner types, but keep everything else nice in there in this contained sense. You can also modify the mobile view. Now for mobile view, like when we come here, you can check out in the mobile view section, click here. So if we were going to go to our page that's called temp, you can see which things are mobile optimized, like we might want to change some of our text here. But you can see this is selected to be in line. Now if I was to change that and make this layout no longer single column but two column, this is where things can get really interesting but sometimes tricky depending on how much text and options are there. So if it's going to change this, let's go to our styling. We'll click on mobile view for two columns. There we go. And then I'm just going to make this text just a little bit smaller. Bring it down to 150. How about that? So now when we go back to look at the design, we'll click on the mobile options. We'll then click on temp. You can see what's been modified. You can see right here we made those changes. And now, see, this is what I was talking about with mobile. So certain things, such as list item blocks with a lot of text, I think look better as single items versus dual. Now this section here, look at that with the two columns turned on. It looks great. It works. So you might want to play with those options when you're creating your layouts, which ones function more, but you can always modify them. You can always say single column or dual column when it comes to building these options out. So don't be afraid to play around with things, especially when you get to the mobile side. It might look great on desktop, but sometimes you want to make sure it looks as great on mobile because more people, about 86% of people, are looking on their phones when they're making decisions, but actually making the purchases later on desktop typically. So that's where we're at right now in our current environment of how people purchase things. So just make sure your mobile design looks great. So you can always see what it looks like in the design section. You can always see what your template's looking like. Maybe you want to change the layout because this is too much. Well, guess what? You also have mobile options for banners. So I could change that all together if I wanted to. Different images can display. Maybe I want more vertical photos to display. If I had a bunch here, I would select it, but I've just got one. So now when I come here, instead of this young lady on mobile, it might showcase this father and son. But see, even then it's getting clipped. We want to make sure that we have one other thing that we work on in our layout, and that is focal point. And what is important about focal point is focal point basically tells you or tells the computer where you'd like to focus the most on this image. We want it right here where this father and son are at. So now when we go back to our design, click over here, go to our tip page, and now we're going to see that it comes over more. So those are the things, the types of things that we're going to be looking at when it comes to our mobile design options. Great. So, well, browser froze again. Not sure why. Forgive me, I don't know why the browser keeps freezing over here. And I can't find the settings. There we go. Okay. But yes, you can keep modifying these settings till you get the desired look you're going for. You can modify any template styling that you have. Maybe you want templates to have a video banner. You can implement one. It could be a pure banner that runs like a natural banner would, or it could be more like a video option where it's like a standard option where there's words and context a part of it telling the story that you want it to be. So it really comes down to the flavor of style that you're going for when it comes to implementing video. Again, you can have this part right here. We'll go here. We'll add that video. You can have it where they can click and watch directly here.
Are you a passionate photographer?
Option. Or maybe you have a looping video that you want to implement. You can add that directly here as well. Whatever you prefer. You might have some videos here that are selectable. If not, you can upload ones directly here as well and then have them as looped videos. Those are some of the things that you can do when it comes to building it. And let me see if I have a video I can implement here. Yeah, so we have a video I'm going to implement here. We're going to go over to and get started. So again, if you want to, we're going to go over to our website builder area. We're going to go to our files. I'm going to go to video. I'm going to upload a video. Now you can upload videos that are 4 megabytes, or if you have original files implemented, you can do that. I like doing this for loop videos because it gives you something really cool to look at, and they are low effort and they don't take up a lot of space, right? Because we want our things to load fast. So instead of using a third party, you could implement something with a video here. I'm just going to choose wedding loop, and we're going to change our layout. Instead of it being a standard sample, we're going to make it a video loop like this. So you see, even with the text on top, when it comes to the design now, it's going to go full bleed, and there you go. You get a layout like that. And you can keep changing it till you get the desired look that you're going for. I'm going to make it just say video banner. There we go. So now it's a little bit more narrow, but it looks attractive. So when it comes to your layouts and designs, you got to think about those types of options in there. Like, how do you want your website to look? How fluid do you want things to feel? Do I want video on my website? If I do I want it to loop? Do I need to upload a video? What's nice is it looks great, and that's the important part. How does it look on mobile? It's going to look great on mobile. Those are the types of things you want to be aware of when you're building these things out, so you know how the design is catered to your business. Now, those are some things that you can do with layouts. Some other options that you have for layouts, maybe you're building a landing page specifically that's just going to be for some type of session or something that you have going on. So if I was going to select one, maybe I'll just pick one right here. This is going to showcase a few options that are disabled from the regular website. And what do I mean by that? When you click on the settings options up here, you'll see there's no header, no footer displayed. Now, what does that do? When I take a look at it, you'll see there is no website banners or anything like that above, no logo, no footer with more information. And when we do that, we're telling the website to do that, and this is great for, like, say, doing ads, like, or landing pages or mini sessions or anything like that, because once I have this implemented, now there's distractions involved. Now you can tell, like, hey, this website looks great, but I want to click up here. And they might click up here, and it might take them to some place that you don't want them to go to, right? We want to keep everything nice and consistent. By having the landing page with those options disabled, now they stay on the page that you require them to be on. This is, again, great for social media interactions, great for ads, especially if you're doing anything with, like, as we get into holiday sessions, this would be great for that stuff. If you're doing anything for getting exclusive wedding specials or anything like that out there to the social media options, these are great places to allow people access to those things, and then they can make those changes right away. So think about, those types of options when it comes to building layouts. How do you want this experience to be overall? Do you want the experience to feel pleasurable, that's very direct, and this is the only funnel, or do you want to give them the ability to explore the page? That's when you'll want to turn those other options back on. Now, when it comes to any other types of layouts, maybe you want to do something traditional. Maybe you want to do something like, oh, I don't know, let's see. Let's just create a home page. We're going to start from scratch. We're just going to call this traditional portfolio. Say you want to make a traditional portfolio page with no header or footer. Or maybe just the header. We'll remove the footer. We don't want it to scroll, basically. So how can you make a non-scrolling website in this modern age? Well, it's very easy. So we're going to take our image block. We're just going to implement it. Hello, India. And there you go. So let's see. We're going to select an option here. Maybe I'll start with this one since it's already got images. Now, you could start it off like this. And you can see now there's no option to scroll, so you can keep it that way. And all we did was add a new page, and then we disabled the footer option. So now we have this. We can change the layout quickly. Maybe we don't want the carousel, maybe we want slideshow or some style like this. So depending on your style of choice, you can see how it's implemented. Maybe you want to change it and make it go full across, Well, let's see what options we have there. Styling. Let's turn flushing on. Perfect. So now you can create a landing page experience where people come to the website for the first time and it's like this. You can definitely create that, and then I'm going to hide some of our pages so we can see what it looks like without too many pages implemented. Make our menu a little bit smaller, right? So when we're looking at a traditional portfolio, here it is in a non-scrolling manner. We can see how it's implemented here. There we go. Some other things you could do to modify it. Maybe you want it to have more of the full cross shot. You can without any effect. You can go directly into your styling options. Maybe you want to close off, make all of them thin. Maybe you want to make the slideshow a little bit slower. We can optimize it that way. We can space inside the blocks we can turn off. And then we can go over here and then we can modify the layouts again. We can change it to more of a traditional carousel. So when we take a look at that, you can see how it goes full across this way, or we can keep modifying it till we get the desired look that we're going for. So we're going to go back to our layout. We're going to select slideshow or carousel. You can choose the layout, how it plays, how it's overlays, how it's effective, any way you want to. Now there's other options you can do as well. So if I take this, I'll clipboard them. I can also make it a banner style. So if I wanted a banner effect like this, I can select that. So now when I remove the one below, you can see you have it either this style or you can modify it to be full screen. You can then change autoplay options if you want to, which I am going to turn on every 4 seconds. And I don't want any space in between them, so we're going to keep it like that. So now when we see it, now we have a traditional website, no scrolling options with a traditional rotating banner. So now we have something that you might see with a modern portfolio or a traditional opening homepage, whatever you're going for. Some things that you can do to optimize these layouts. You could always create hey Mary Lee, hope you're doing well. So if you're going for more of this style of website, you have it here if that's something that you choose to have. Having the rotational banners like this. So this is one way you can do layouts if this is something you prefer. So remember, any type of template that you choose can be diversely modified to whatever look that you're going for. So if this is something more of a throwback style that you like, yes, you can achieve that with the platform. Some people might not want a scrolling website. Well, you can have that. You just turn off the footer and there we go, right into the website builder. You can also modify this, maybe you don't want it to be full page. You can modify it to be a little bit more narrow. It really depends how much play you want to give into it. And then you could add some text here if you wanted to below it. That way it sticks here. So if I was going to do something like this, I would add maybe an option of text, maybe something as simple as just a who you are type of thing. There you go. And then you can see how that looks. And you can adjust anything in between that layout. So maybe, styling on that, keep it ultra thin. That way you don't have to worry about the scroll effect. See, there we go. So now you don't have any scrolling. You have a more fixed, simple thing. Go straight to those options. You could then also put buttons and things like that if you prefer, however you want to, or it comes down to the design option that you're going for. But something as simple as that could be the layout. It really depends on what you're going for with the total design of your website. So if you're going for something very old school, traditional like this, you can in a modern context, or you can keep it, as a design with all these elements going forward if that's something you prefer as well. So you have all the options available to you. And if you are really wanting to get playful, remember you have the option to create everything that you have here. You can then modify it simply by just clicking through the different layouts you have. That's the important part. So when you come over to here, maybe you want the layout to be different, you just click the arrows, click the text, and it'll just quick change through those options that are available till you get the desired look you're going for any block, anything, any option on here. And even with video, same thing. If you want to change it from a video banner to a standard banner, if you want to change text plus image, if I was to load this in here, we can select something like this, but then you can modify it as you go, different options, different flavors, till you get the desired look that you're going for. So those are some of the layouts and options that you have available. There's very diverse options available. You can then always modify the colors, any options like that when available as well. So maybe if we want to have the background to have like a light blue, we could take the dark blue color here, then we can modify it just a touch so it's kind of like this, and we've made that change. Hello, Kimberly. So all these layouts are very, very diverse when it comes to the options available when it comes to changing. The thing it comes down to is what do you want to change and how do you want to change it? That's really what it comes down to. Maybe you want more modern stylings, more flexible stylings, big bold visuals. Really comes down to you. Like, oh, you like this but you don't like the way it crops. Well, let's see with the right side. You can just click here. You don't have to go through all your menu settings to make that option available. Oh, I like what she looks like but I can't see her face. Well, you can always choose a different photo, or you can modify it by just changing the anchor points, the focal points on stuff. So it's like here, if I was to put this one, you could then change this to be the main focal point and it'll find it, versus like if I were to do this, it would change it completely. So there we go, and make that the focal point. You can see now it runs all the way across, and you keep modifying it till you get the look that you're desiring. That's the cool part. That's the fun part about all this. So you can see we've added so many new ways to diversify your website, to design it, to really structure it the way you want to. It really comes down to how quickly do you like to build. If you like the quick options by just clicking left and right, you can do that here now in the options. I love them because it's just, for me as a designer, I've worked here for so long, those are the little things that I can just navigate to quickly. But you might be a menu person, clicking in on the menu and then finding what you like right then and there. You might prefer that. It really comes down to what you're most comfortable with and making those changes as you go. So we got some time, so if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section, things I can help you with your website, or questions you might have about the layouts itself. You can make tons and tons of option changes available today in the website builder. If you need any help with that, I'm here to help you today. So please let me know. This is what I enjoy most, showcasing the new features, but also how you can implement them on your website. So I'm going to give people some time before we move on to anything else. But if you have any questions, please let me know. We can even take a look at your website while you're here. Hey Kimberly, what can I help you with? Please let me know in the comment section. And also, you already have a website with us, correct? So what is your website? And if you don't mind, I can log in the back end and take a look at it. Mary Lou has a question. Do you go from Google Calendar to a calendar inside the website? So right now we have a one sync options from our scheduling tool. So if you use our scheduler, you can feed your scheduled, appointments directly to your calendar of choice, and that's up for Google, Microsoft, or iCal. So whatever you prefer out of that. All you need to do is copy this code, and then say you want to know which calendar you use. For Google, you just click here, and it'll walk you through all those steps. You just copy this code, go to your calendar system. You're going to hit the plus icon over here, and then from URL, you'll paste this in. And when you paste that in, it takes a couple of minutes to get implemented. Syncing time, it depends. It's about a 12-hour rate before it starts showing up properly. But then once you do that, it'll start syncing, and you'll be able to see anything that's booked on your website directly in your Google Calendar. Now, if you need to make a reschedule or cancellation, you'll have to do that on the PhotoBiz side. It will not show up in this calendar itself. Just a reminder of that. So if you make any changes, currently that's how you do it, but we are working on options to make a two-way sync, so that'll be the future options for that. But yes, currently if someone books with you, as long as you have this code on here, it will drop into your Google Calendar. Kimberly, what is your website? I'll take a look at it for you. And again, you'll want to go up here to about the scheduler. Click on the scheduler itself. You'll then click on calendar feed, copy this code, and then from there you'll go to your calendar that you select, choose your calendar, and then paste that code into on here on the calendar, Google Calendar. You'll want to paste the from URL, select that option, then paste your code in, and then you'll start to see it update. Kimberly Moore says she wants to change the layout of her website. What is your .com? What is your website? So I can look it up. Ah, okay. It's not letting you showcase it, probably because of probably some technical thing to save you. Is you are you Kimmo imagery? I'm sure it's some type of anti-spam filter they have. Okay, Kimmo, I have your website loaded up, so let's pull it up real quick. Okay, so let's take a look at your website. So right now I see it's got a lot of darker tones, really heavy on the dark side. Yeah. I mean, it's got great content, but I think there's ways we can improve upon it. I'll just give you a quick website review. You hadn't blogged in quite a while. This section can be enhanced with the FAQ, what to expect. Do you like the left side menu? Okay, got some cool imagery and stuff, but we really want to showcase that, don't we? How can we do that? We click here to schedule, where it takes us to 17 hats. Okay. So, I mean, I have some ideas that we can do to implement and make the website look nice, but you need to let me know if you're okay with those changes. I'm open for suggestions. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of dive through, and sorry if the website browser freezes over here while I'm working. I was told it was hard to navigate. So let's make it easier to navigate. That's the important part. So I'm just going to make some changes. We're going to make it look as beautiful as possible and go from there. So let's see what we have. We have some brand new templates that I think will give you that nice lush look that you're looking for, but also not take away from what the dark pieces that you have. So I'm going to go with use new template designs. We're going to choose Amelie because I think it's a beautiful new template design, and it's going to kind of give you that that style that you're going for. It's still got some dark tones in it, but look at immediately we're already seeing some changes, and I'm already liking those changes. So let's go from there and see what we can do to make those implemented a little bit better. So we have this. This is our slideshow image. We only have a single image selected, so let's change that. We're going to change it from slideshow. We're going to go to here. We're going to add it to our clipboard. We're going to add a banner. We're going to make it just a simple banner. We're just going to select an image from it. We're going to choose this one right here that we have. We're going to make that the main one. We're going to remove our slideshow because we don't need it. If we had more images, we would implement it that way. And then we're going to change the layout. So instead of classic short, we're going to go back to more of a medium. Maybe see what it looks like at full screen. So when we do that, let's see how it looks. So we're going to go ahead, and here's what it originally looked like on this page, but now we got this. And look how big and bold it looks now. Look at that vibrant aesthetic that we got going on. So of course we want to change some of these things here and there, just so we get style to line up properly. I want this time to come to one line. There we go. Got a lot of space below it, so let's remove some of that. There we go. I'm going to see what we have. Maybe make it a little bit larger itself because it's our opening paragraph. There we go. Then we have the contact us section. Now here we could write something about yourself, but since we just have this one for now, this text plus image, let's just give it a little bit bold refresh, because when we come down here, it just kind of goes straight into white, right? So let's implement some of that tone that we have up the top, some of those colors, right? So we know we like the black backgrounds, right? So we can do that. We can also maybe add a little bit of these tones back in. You can see like it's going to give it a nice little look once it's all set and done. Text color, we'll make it this tone. Maybe this one. Here we go. Button text. There it is. Styling. We'll go to none inside the box. We don't want that. There we go. We want it to sit flush. And then we want our button text. There we go. And I want this button to do something when people hover over it. So I want it to pop out like that. So when we do that, we'll hit refresh. You can see now there's this effect going on. Would it be possible to have a block for each service on this homepage? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. How many services we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you can totally do that. So what I would do here, I would add that right in this section right here. And we'll just add an image block for now, because I don't think you need to have anything too crazy. We'll just make it blank. I'm going to put, I'm going to pull a photo from each type. I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm just going to put, what's a good one for branding? This is a good one for branding. So I'll select this one. And then we'll go to event photography. This is a great one for event photography, something like that, right? So I'll put that in our clipboard. Then we'll go to family photography. This is a great one for that. So maybe I'll put that on the clipboard for now. Headshots. What do we have here? I need to modify this carousel real quick. There we go. Perfect. Let's make it not full screen, but choose a different layout for it. You can see we can make these layouts fast and easy. I like how this one looked earlier. That looks awesome. We'll keep it that way. That way you can see the scroll through fast. I'm gonna select this one right here. I think this one looks nice with the color. And of course you can change these anytime you want to. I'm just doing it for now this way. Ooh, that's a good one too. For some reason it's not letting me save it, but we're gonna force it. Yeah, you can do something like that. And then, ooh, I like this one. Sorry, I keep finding one that I like. I'm gonna use this green one. I like the green suit. So then, say we come back over here. I'm just gonna make some quick changes real quick. We'll select some from our clipboard. So we know we have this one, this one, and this one. So we'll put those three. So, or these four here. And then I'll change the layout. I want them to be square and with text underneath. We're just going to, for now, I'm just going to put the first four, but since you have 8, we'll keep it like, or 9, we'll do it this way. And then you can tell the branding of each. So this one would be headshots. That way they can navigate to it. They click on it, it takes them to where you want them to go. We're going to add a little SEO to it. There we go. Then we're going to go to our next one, branding. Connect it where we want it to go. Put a little SEO on it. There we go. This one is events. Tell it where we want it to go. Put a little SEO on it. And you can see what I'm doing. So you can do the exact same thing. Change the images how you want to. If you want to add more, you can. I'm just going to put these 4 for now. If there's something specific you want, you can add that there as well. We'll make this family. We'll change the page. We'll go to family, photos. And there we go. So now we have that implemented. Now we want to make those changes so we can see the text. So we want the title color to be the black text. We want it to be a little bit larger. So we're going to do that next because we want it to stand out. We want it to also have an animation effect. And what I want for that is I want a bounce effect. And the reason why I choose bounce, because it just adds a little joy to the page and it makes it a little bit more explorable for people. So when they scroll here, you know, they have this option, right? But we want to make sure when they click on it, it lets them know that something is doable here. Oh, it froze? Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, please let me know if it does that. So I made the update. So now this has been all optimized. So now you can see you have this section here, and we can just put some text above it saying explore, you know, like explore my galleries. There you go. So I'm just going to add that directly here. We're just going to say explore. And then there you go. So now you have it. Come back over here. Now it's sandwiched in between great information, text, getting them straight to where they want to go, and they'll take them straight to that page. So that's how you can keep that in line with what you want to happen on the page itself. Does that help, Kimberly? Yeah. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, that's going to help a whole lot. And you can go through all your pages and kind of just see what's missing from them. If you have any other questions, please reach out to me personally. I'll be able to take a look at it, and I'll send you an email if you want to go further and really redesign the layouts of your pages. We can take a look at that together. We have options available too, but I can always get you connected to our support team to see what they suggest as well. But I think this is going to help a whole lot. Mary has some suggestions. She has some quick. Would you mind helping me with mine? I like the I like I kind of add a few more things I've done for 30 years, and we'll be adding more. Okay, so let's take a look at yours. So Kimberly, I hope this is helpful. At least we got your homepage looking a little bit more splashier. I think it'll help with getting everything a little bit more connected for your customers and maybe easier to navigate. The only other thing I'd recommend is, we do have some coaching sessions. If that's something you're familiar with, you'll be working one-on-one with someone like me, and for 1 hour, we can go through your entire website and get it nice and polished for like $100 or $150. Okay, that's something that I definitely recommend. It'll save you money, but time altogether. I mean, look what we were able to do in like 10 minutes, and this is already starting to look good. So you just need a few things to clean it up. So you can reach out to me or my team, whatever you need. All right, let's go take a look at Mary Lee's website. Mary, I'm assuming that you're already a customer of ours, so let me take a look and see what you've got. 1 second. Yeah, I love it. You'd be able to work with me, Kimberly. We just have a Zoom call, and we'll just knock out your website all then and there. So definitely think about it, okay? I mean, imagine what we can do if we didn't have just 10 minutes. All right, so let's take a look and see if we can find Miss Mary Lee. Let's see. Everything's in alphabetical order. Let's see. Are you coming up? What's the name of your website business? Yes, I will tell you at the very end. I'm almost done. I'll send you directly there. While I wait for Mary to tell me her website, I can go ahead and do that. So how about we do that now? So if you get in a situation where you want to connect with me, our education, you want to go to our refresh. Don't know why it's doing that. Let me see if I can get this to go again. If you go there, you'll want to see something like this. So you want to go to our education.photobiz.com. You're then going to want to click on coaching. Here you'll have our coaching sessions available. Click on the session type you want. Design assistance is kind of the catch-all. Click on design assistance, and then you can schedule, pay for it in my control panel, or please charge my card on file, and then select which date is right for you for your session and time, and then we'll go ahead and work it out, okay? All right, so if you want to have your website, you want us to take a look at anything, our coaching sessions are incredible. Our team can help you one-on-one. Take advantage of those. Mary, I'm waiting to hear back from you for your website. Please let me know. I'm trying to get that looked at for you. What's your website or your business name? I just sent it. Oh, some reason like Kimberly was having issues with earlier. It won't let me see any .coms in here. I'm guessing it's an anti-spam filter that YouTube has. If you could just tell me, like, is it Mary Lee Photography or is it something completely different? Mary Lee's Photography. So let me see if I can pull that up. I am having. I don't see a Mary Lee. And you're a PhotoBiz customer, correct? Hmm. Let me see if I can try a different option. You didn't have a previous last name when you signed up, did you? Mary Lee's Photography. Let me see if that appears. Aha, I found it. You had a, okay, different last name. Found you. All right, let me pull that up. Okay, so should showcase. Is this your website? Yes? All right. Would you mind helping me with mine? I kind of adding more things I have done for 30 years and will be adding more. Okay, so let's see what we got going on. Okay, got some elements here and there. There's a few little color tweaks I would make. You know, these colors are very close to one another in tone, so it can kind of get a little lost. I like the green with that tone though, it looks good. So things I would recommend, just looking at the home page, is, you know, this element here looks really cool, but tonally it's a little off. You know, I would maybe, instead of this pinkish hue, go for more of a more contrasted color. Something like maybe that gray would even work, or that green tone, just to punctuate this section out a little bit more. So like, let me get this green tone real quick. So I'll take this olive and I'll bring it over here, because this part's getting a little lost because the other two are so close to one another. Yeah, see, like that would work. Now, if you're going for a completely different tone, like a different shade of pink, you can totally go for that as well. It really comes down to what you want to do capture-wise, because I like this green olive and this beige tone that you got going, but if you use that pink with it, it really is so close together that it looks like a mistake. So just things to think about when you're putting that together. But if I was to like add this tone with it, now you're getting somewhere. You could keep the pink of this, and then now it feels a little bit more organic to the styling of the web page when it comes together. When we take a look at it, let's see, restart or capture. There you go. So we come down here. You can see that pink there, but if we did it this way, it's a little bit more pop right in your face. And contrast works better, especially with Google and search engines. If they see things that are too similar and flat in color, they kind of look over it and don't think this website's actually functioning properly. So contrast is very important, not just for customers, but also for search engines as well. Now this section looks great. Now that we've added this little green, something you could do if you wanted to keep this like a connected portion, I would then add that green bar down here, and it would kind of give it like a nice little connected tissue of a segment, like a little breakup within the rest of the page. Yeah, so like if I was going to do something else, I might just do this part and it would feel more cohesive to the page. Make it that olive, make the button color. I'm just going to make it this white tone for now, so we'll see. And you can kind of see like, boom, now it feels like it's going to have this connective tissue and feel familiar to one another and less separate, because you don't want things to feel too floaty. How do I do that? Yeah, I'll show you. So I'm just going to pop this in real quick, give it a little bit of space, just turn it into a spacer, and then change it to medium. That way it has some breathing room. So things that you would want to do is, you have so many different layouts. You want to go through each section. You'll see you have styling options for each type of block, color options, background options, font options, animation options. For this one, I might want to make it where there's a rollover effect. So like, what does a rollover effect do? Well, when I come over here, it'll have this effect like that, and it just makes it a little bit more shinier at the end of the day, right? It just gives it a little bit more pop and flavor to the page. Now when I'm scrolling, la 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 la, boom, right into this section, and it feels good. Uh, and then some other stuff I would want to do is just adding spacing in between elements, just so it gives it some breathing room. So I'll take this spacer, I'll copy it, I'll bring it up, drag and drop it between here and there. So now it feels a little bit more, uh, see how these are so close to one another? But if I do that, there, now it feels more even, more cohesive that way. For the rest of the website, let's just take a quick gander. So that looks pretty good. But yeah, just adding those color elements when you feel comfortable. I definitely think this pink, again, think about the green more into the pink when possible. Also, be consistent with your font types. It looks like you're shifting a little bit. I like this serif font that you got going on, but then now this is our first time I've seen the cursive or more written out font. Everything else is kind of fixed and cohesive together, so you might not want to stray too far from it when it comes to your design. Like, this feels different compared to the rest of everything else I've seen so far. Now this element looks really nice, but again, think of ways that you can make these sections pop out. So like maybe this is a green bar here, so just change the color green behind it for that background color, and then change the text color maybe to a white or more of this beige tone. It just makes this section look a little bit more poppy, more vibrant. When it comes to a page like this looks nice. It'd be kind of cool if it went all the way across, so something to consider. Again, here looks really cool, kind of floaty, but it's fine because we're going right into this section here that has this little card element kind of going on, so it doesn't look so bad in there. You might even want to put a wash of color behind that so it even has more dimensionality, which you can just easily just change the background color. So you really have white, green, and that beige tone to really play with, I think. So those are some things that you can play with. And again, if you need more help, you can reach out to our team. You can also talk to me if you ever want to do a coaching session. And you can also email me directly at jeremyh@photobiz.com. If you want to talk it out more, if there's some suggestions you want more, if you want me to do a more thorough look through, I can do that as well. And then we can discuss what your options are if you want me to do anything else after that. But I think you got some bones here to the website. It's just now tweaking it till it gets the perfect way, Mary. But yeah, just keep playing with it. I think you got some beautiful photos. Now it's just getting everything connected, the right puzzle, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's Jeremy H, Jeremy H @photobiz.com. And then if you want to, just like I suggested to Kimberly, we also have those educational services that you can take advantage of as well. Like again, it's 1 hour, but we can do so much in that hour. Like you'll be shocked of how much your website will be like completely different. And that's why I love all the new features that we have, because we can go faster than ever before. And you can do this. It just goes to education.photobiz.com, click on coaching, then select a coaching service from there. You'll probably work with myself or one of our other team members, but typically if I know you sign up for it, I'll be like, oh, I already talked to her, I'll work with her. And it's one of our most popular things because it's very affordable and you get a lot done. So that I recommend to anyone that's thinking about refreshing their website and they just don't have the time or the energy to expend on it. I can do that for you. So things to consider for your future. But again, you can always email me before we get to those steps and we can go from there. But yeah, that's basically, kind of what we're looking at today. We looked at how we can make layouts look a little bit more vibrant, more shinier, more beautiful at the end of the day. Again, if you need to know more, you can go to our blog.photobiz.com. You can see all our latest updates and features, brand new templates. I was showcasing one that I really like today, and that is that Amelie one. If you look at it, it's one of our favorite new ones. It's just so beautiful. You can see how lush it is. So if you're starting here, look at this beautiful, vibrant look that we can get. Like, Mary Lee, what if we made your website look like this? Kimberly, what if we made your website feel and look like this? That's what you want at the end of the day. Have that more curated feel and touch. We can definitely implement those going into the future if that's something you want. You work with our team. So those are the types of things that you can definitely stylize for your own business at the end of the day. But we have many more that you can choose for. We have this one, this one's Charlotte. It's definitely great for, headshot, branding professionals, people that work in that level of photography. We also have Audrey, which is great for, if you're doing something a little bit more youthful, more pop, more modern, maybe something for seniors. It looks great in this way as well. So think about these options that you have available that you can reach out to our team and that we can implement, and we can work together through the education, through coaching, or we can do it through our other services such as our We Build It For You, where you don't do a thing. So just things to consider for the future as you get started in making refreshes to your website, especially now before it gets into the holidays. So, all right, well, I'll be talking to you ladies sooner than later. But again, if you need anything, reach out to our team right away. But you can always email me, but then we can also get you started on those services as well. I want to thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to take a look at your website and getting me some a little polish on there. Hopefully, we'll do some more in the future. And again, if you want us to review your websites next week, that's what we'll be working on. And I can't wait to see what everyone's been doing. And yeah, I'll see you next week. And hopefully, I'll be talking to you both sooner than later. Have a good one.